Yeah, I'll bring it in. Full wing sweep back. Woo! Yeah. Hey guys, Rich here at RCINFORMER. Today we got the Freewing F-14 TOMCAT once again. Second and a half flight. Had a hard landing on my next, on the last flight, the middle of the second one, and I reworked some landing gear stuff that I'm going to show you in another video that's going to come out here pretty soon. Just how to beef up the landing gear for mostly for grass use, really not so much for hard landings, even though it'll handle it better. I changed my wheels out. You can see my main wheels. Those are FMS 90mm Super Scorpion wheels. They're very scale for a Tomcat. They're a little bigger. They still got bearings. They're lighter weight and they're foam, so they should help brake a little bit better out on the grass. I mean on the pavement, and they should roll a little bit better as well because they're a little bigger for grass. So mostly it's for grass use. Let's go ahead and sweep the wings back. We haven't swept the wings yet during a flight. We'll probably, let's see if we can do it this time. See how well it's flying this time. And if it's flying good, flap situation is straightened out, we'll sweep them. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna try and do it stock. Everything's stock here, guys. I don't have any full span flaps or anything. I've got the Freewing, or the Admiral 4000 packs in there, the Pros. I took the top tray out from the last flight and just put them in there flat, and then we'll try the 5000s probably after this. If you can see in here, this is one of the mods I came up with to add a strap to that front gear, so it's got a brace. And again, I have a grass gear improvement video that'll be coming out on this where I'll show you all that stuff. So got my telemetry module in there. We cycled the landing gear. Everything's good. We already checked our controls off camera, so we're good to go. You ready, Steve? I got my throttle kill here. I'll turn the throttle on. Lots of power, lots of power. So, all right, here we go. Let's go. All right, we'll lock that in there. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, you can watch my numbers here. It's not going to really show me what I want to see. You know, I'll leave the glasses off. All right, here we go. Ready, Steve? A little left wheel grass demo. Taxing out. Right, left, up, down. All right, let's get my nose wheel steering straightened out. There we go. Tracking nice. Let's get some flaps in for takeoff. Right, left. There we go. Yeah, just kind of watching for me. Ready, Steve?
Ready.
Take it off! Gear's coming up, flaps are coming up. Backing off way on the power. All right, Steve, with all the mods I did, I'll do a retrim. It's flying nice.
It looks good.
Do a fast pass, we'll buzz the tower here.
Not a good idea.
Not at RCACF, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Here, let me get that down a little bit. Let me go to a low elevator rate. Let me go to a low aileron rate. Come by this time. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Man, that thing moves, doesn't it? All right, let's trim that nose down a bit more. That should be better. All right, let's bring it back over. Going by fast. It's flying good, Steve.
That's good.
Flying nice. See how it does inverted. We hadn't done that with it yet. Oh, yeah. I think that little pilot's got his middle finger out. Yeah, let's see. Let's bring it left to right. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, baby. Woohoo! Keeping up foreign relations here. All right, Steve, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a gear and flap pass.
He's landing.
Is he? Is he landing this way? Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna do a slow approach here with this. That's cool. I'm coming in full flaps. I just want to see what this is gonna do.
Okay, runway's clear.
Touch and go, baby. Gear and flaps are coming up. What kind of time we got there, Steve? I don't know if you remember the time we took.
Yeah, I got 2 minutes to go.
All right. Yeah, let's go up high, do a wing sweep with it. You want to try it?
Yep.
All right. Okay, I got low ailerons in, low rates on the ailerons. Let me turn it around because we hadn't done this yet. Let's see how it does. Power's back. All right, sweep, wing sweeps comes back. Let's see. I don't even notice much of a difference. Yeah, it seems to be all right. It's a little squirrely. I can see a little bit of squirrely nature to it. Mostly when you're rolling. Bring it by fast once with the wing sweep.
Yeah, a little high.
No, I'm gonna bring it by lower, trust me. Let's see. It does have a little bit of a, like the RC Geek said, it has like a non-linear feel to it. Yeah, I'll bring it in. With full wing sweep back. Woo! Yeah. All right, let's get those wings back out. Get our rate back to normal. That worked out pretty nice, Steve. I don't know, that wasn't too bad, you know?
Looked pretty good.
Let's get the gear down. Let's get the flaps in. It is a little squirrely like that, but it flies, and it flies okay. Probably, this might be a good use for a flight stabilizer on this thing, just to kind of null that out. This is stock, guys. I don't have full span flaps. I'm just using the regular flaps, and I'm using ailerons with the tailerons, even in the swept wing mode. So, my power's way back. I'm gonna, flaps coming up. We're gonna try that on the grass, Steve. There we go. All right, let me go get it. I don't want to drive it too much on that grass. Let me run and get it. I'll bring it back. All right, Steve, you got me okay?
Yep.
All right, guys, I made a gear reinforcement for grass, just for that kind of thing, and for taking off and landing on grass. And it looks like it really held up nice. And be looking for that video. It's going to be called like a grass field upgrade or demo or something. And it's for taking off and landing on grass. And if you got to roll out like that and you got to go on the grass, the gear will be nice and tough. Steve, let me show you in there what I added. See right there? I added a steel brace. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
And that goes to that top piece that we saw before. And that makes this thing really tough. It's not going to really pull out of that plastic anymore. Now we're relying on the strength of the gear. And the main gear, I can't really show you what I did, but they're really tough now. I added a piece of wood in here, and I went ahead and put a metal plate. I don't know, maybe I'll show a picture in the video. But Steve, if you can look right, get the camera right on this thing. Let me try to get in the light here. There's a metal plate you can see coming out there.
Yep.
Where I put a reinforcement in there, and you'll see I made new wing plates, so we'll show you that. But the important takeaway mostly from this flight, guys, that I wanted to really see was it flies inverted fantastic, and I think you need my battery floor mod that you guys saw from that video. So we probably ought to, you know, if you guys see that, I put in a big battery floor in that video in the build guide on this airplane. So, you know, check that out, because that makes this whole thing structurally strong. It holds both batteries in with at least 2 straps each. You can fly it inverted, it flies beautifully. The other thing was, I swept my wings in the stock configuration. You can see I only have the inboard flaps, okay? And I came in a little hot. I had the 4000, so I wasn't sure what my battery was at. I'm showing 22 volts, so I was right at the edge. I didn't want to go around again. But so when I swept the wings, it's real important that when your wings are swept back, just like everybody's been saying, even the RC Geek and some of the other guys, you got to have a very low aileron in there, and it's really not good to have ailerons and tailerons moving together. But I have a very low rate. You can see that's my highest rate. That's my lowest rate. So I have very little movement in those. But the airplane flies fine. It's a little squirrely in the roll, okay? But you do have to go to a lower aileron rate. The elevator's not that critical, but you do have to go to a lower aileron rate. And you only want to use just a little bit. If you're flying at stock configuration, just use a little bit of aileron, and it'll have a little more of a rock to it. That might be, again, something for a stabilizer. You know, if you want to put a flight stabilizer in this airplane, that probably would null that out a little bit and mask the fact that you're running ailerons with stabilators, you know, at the same time. But it flew fine. I mean, it wasn't out of control or anything, but it's very important, and Steve and I talked about this before we swept the wings. You can see my aileron rate at low, you can see it at high, okay, and I actually took off at high. It's very important in the way that I'm doing this, Steve and I talked about, is before I swept the wings, I went to a very low aileron rate, so I'm using these two switches together. This is my wing sweep switch. You can see I put yellow and black heat shrink on it and all that kind of stuff. But what I do is I go to a low aileron rate first and then sweep my wings. And it flew fine that way. It wasn't a problem. But you don't want to go to a high rate when you put, you don't want to have a high rate on with the wings swept back, because it will roll over. I could tell it was real touchy. But it wasn't that bad. It was easy enough to control. So you want to use these two switches together. When you come out of wing sweep, don't go to a high rate first on your aileron. Don't do that, because you might lose control over the whole darn thing. Take your wings out of sweep first, and then go back to a normal or a high rate for ailerons, because the plane is phenomenal. It handles phenomenally with ailerons, even though the real F-14 doesn't have ailerons. The other thing that I did that I want people to notice too, that I made a big change on with this plane, not a big change, but kind of a change. I don't know if you could see the horn there, Steve. Can you get in on that?
Yep.
I don't know if the light's showing that all right or not, but you see how I went to it was in the middle hole from the factory on the horn, but I went to I think the second from the most inboard one. I went inboard one because there was so much elevator control. You know, there was so much authority. I had so much sweep. You didn't need all that. And when you go in one, you get more benefit out of the torque of the servo. You don't increase the servo's torque, but you get the full benefit of the torque. The farther you go out, the less torquey that servo is. So I did go in, and it flies fantastic there, and I have a low, a medium, and a high rate, okay, for flying, for elevator and aileron. So when I'm out there flying around and doing all kinds of fancy maneuvering, I got full rates in there. I may go to mid, okay, on the elevator even. I have my elevator here, my aileron here. But anytime I go to sweep now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go first to, a low aileron setting, and then sweep my wings back, and then do it in reverse order, because it'll fly okay like that without rolling the airplane over. You don't want to use a whole bunch of wing sweep to it, or you don't want to use a whole bunch of aileron. Just use as little as you can. In pitch, you're not going to notice much of a difference, but when you come out of sweep, unsweep the thing first, and then go to a mid or high rate, and you'll just have phenomenal control. So, Steve, you got any comments? Let's put some 5,000 packs in this and let's go. I think it was a little pitch sensitive too. I think I need to bring the CG forward a little bit. I think that was part of the thing. We need to bring it a little farther forward, because I could tell it was doing this, and it'll smooth it out. So Steve, thanks for filming. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to put the next video out. I hope like right after this. We're going to put some 5,000 packs in here right now, and we're going to go. So thanks, Steve. Guys, thanks for watching RC Informer, and as always, we'll see you next time.